Okay, so we have a question here. Consider Diana a consumer who has a fixed income of 600 kwacha and wishes to allocate their budget between two goods. Good X, which is bread, good Y, which is milk. So the price of bread is 20 kwacha per loaf, while the price of milk is 30 kwacha per liter. Derive the budget constraint equation for this consumer expressing the possible combinations of bread and milk that they can afford. Okay, so this topic is consumer theory, how the consumer makes choices with their limited budget. Remember, whenever you want to buy a good, there are certain factors that come into play that determines if you buy the good or not. Number one is your income. Number two is the price of the good. Number three is the preference, your preference, if you like the good or not. There can be other reasons, but those are the three major ones. So here we have to form a budget constraint equation. Okay. This equation is just showing us with this 600 kwach, how much bread and milk Diana can buy. So this is the format of the budget constraint equation. M equals Px x plus Py y. So M represents the income. Px, okay. Do not worry, I'm recording for you. Okay. Yes. Px, price of good X. This big X here is the quantity of X. Yes, this big X is the quantity of good X. In this case, our good X is bread. Okay. Then Py represents the price of good Y, which is milk. And this big Y represents the quantity of good Y. Okay. So we just get this information from our question here. Income is 600. Price of good X, which is bread, is 20 kwacha, so 20 per loaf, so 20x plus price of milk, good Y, 30 kwacha, and the quantity of good Y. So colleagues, this is the budget constraint equation. Any questions? Is that Madam Elena? Is that Madam Elena? That's Madam Linda. Madam Elena, this is the question here, okay? We're dealing with, we're on the consumer theory, all right? How a consumer makes, yes, how a consumer makes choices with their money, basically, okay? So, yeah. So there's this person, Diana. They have an income of 600 kwacha. And with this 600 kwacha, they can only buy two goods. Because within in this consumer theory, the assumption is with your budget, you can only buy two goods. In real life, yeah, you can buy many goods, okay? But here, we just assume two goods, yes. So these goods are bread and milk. The price of bread is 20 kwacha per loaf, and the price of milk is 30 kwacha per liter. So they're asking us, derive the budget constraint equation for this consumer, expressing the possible combinations of bread and milk that they can afford. So we have to make the budget constraint equation. So have you seen, this is the format of the budget constraint equation here. You Hmm? Not in the question. They haven't given it in the question. It's you who has to remember. Yes. It's your income, which is represented by M, okay, equals the price of good X, which is represented by this PX here. Income is M. Then this X represents the quantity of good X, okay. Then here PY is the price of good Y, and Y is the quantity of good Y. Okay, so the budget equation, the format is here without those words. M equals PX X plus PY times Y. Okay, you don't even have to memorize this. Okay, because in real life, when you're deciding to buy two goods, you have to know the prices of each of the goods, and you have to know what your budget that you have that day. Okay, and you know you can't go over your budget. Okay, so this is how this equation is presented here. Okay, and in the question they'll give you the values. The income has been given to us 600. The price of bread, good X, 20 units, 20 kwacha. The price of milk, 30 kwacha. Yes. Any questions? They have asked us to give possible combinations. So I'll give two possible combinations. Okay. I'll give two possible combinations. Yes. So, for example, if we say that, okay, this person wants to just buy only bread, which is good eggs, they only want to buy good eggs. How many units of good eggs can they buy? So there are two ways you can find that. Okay. The first way, you can just say M over PX, your income over the price of good eggs. Okay. If you have a 600 kwacha income, and the bread costs 20 kwacha each, how many loaves of bread can you buy? What's 600 divided by 20? 30. Yes, 30. Okay. So if this person just wants to buy only bread, the way you can find that, colleagues, just divide the income by the price of the good. That will tell you how many units of that good they can buy if they only want to buy uh, the certain good. The other way you can do it, since you are buying bread alone, right? It means you're not buying any milk, right? So it means you equate Y to zero. Since you're buying no milk, 0 liters of milk, Okay. So you just, yes, you just equate y to 0. And when you equate y to 0, becomes like this: 600 equals 20x plus 30 times 0 here. 30 times 0 is 0. So 600 equals 20x. Then just find the value of x. To get the value of x, again, it's 600 divided by 20. Okay, 600 divided by 20, that's 30 units. Okay. Because before you think of any combinations, know what the maximum amount of one good you can get. Okay. So if it's bread, we can only buy 30 units of bread. Okay. Any questions first? Okay. So this is one point on the budget constraint equation where x equals 30 and y equals 0. Okay. You can think of this also as the first combination. Okay. Then if this person wants to buy only milk, okay, if they only want to buy milk, it's just your income divided by the price of milk. Okay. So 600 kwacha divided by the price of milk is 30 kwacha. So 600 divided by 30, 20. Okay. So if they want to just buy milk, then they can only buy 20 units of milk. Okay. The other way you could have done it, since they're only buying milk, so it means they're buying 0 units of X, right? Then you substitute X for 0 and find the value of Y. Okay. So here, 0, 20. So these two points that are found here, these are called your intercepts. Sometimes they might ask you, find the intercept of your budget constraint line. So they won't tell you find how many goods they can buy if they're just buying good X, or how many goods they can buy if they're only buying good Y. They'll ask you to find the intercept. Okay. So for your X intercept, it's this one here, where you're only buying good X. X intercept, just think I'm only buying good X. Y intercept, I'm only buying good Y. When I draw I'll draw this budget constraint curve, and you see these intercepts. Y intercept, I'm only buying good Y. Okay. Okay, so you can think of combinations between these ranges. Okay, for the range of X, it has to be between 0 and 30. So you can say, okay, this person can buy 10 bread. Okay, then for milk, the range is between 0 and 20. So you can say, okay, they can buy 5 milk. You can tabulate, okay, how much it will cost. So there will be change, obviously. Yeah, so you can think of any combinations are many. There are very many combinations. Okay, you can try various combinations: 10 units of milk, 5 units of bread, 7 units of milk, 8 units of bread. Yes, but it's only that in this question they never gave us the utility function. If there was a utility function given, colleagues, we would have found the best combination. Because right now we cannot find the best combination at the moment. We cannot find the best combination of Diane. But if they give you a utility function, you use that utility function and the budget constraint equation to find the optimal bundle, which is the best bundle that will make Diana most satisfied. Utility in economics is satisfaction. Right? So in this question, well, I don't think we're not able to calculate the best bundle for Diana because we don't have the utility function. Okay. If there's a question for utility functions, as we go through this paper, I'll show you how to get the best bundle. Okay, it's the bundle that gives the most satisfaction. Yes. So here, part B, graph the budget constraint on the x-axis and milk on the y-axis. Okay, so the fastest way you can graph this, okay, is where you get those intercepts which we have calculated. Once you get those intercepts, this is how you do it. So here we have bread, which is good x, and we have y, which is milk. All right. So remember, we got those intercepts. Okay. Our x-intercept, we said if she's only buying bread, how many units of bread can she buy? We said it was 30, right? Remember that point, that one which I wrote 30, comma 0? This is where you put it here. Then we said milk, if she's only buying milk, okay, so she only can buy 20 units of milk, right? So here, this point 0, 20. And then you just connect the dots. And this is your budget constraint equation. And it says show the value of the intercepts on the graph. So we've shown the value of the intercepts on the graph. Yes. Any questions? Yes. We are passing tomorrow, right? Mhm. Let's always have a positive spirit. Madam, how did I abandon you? It was a, no, madam. No, madam. Remember, I said as I communicated on the group, I said that our timetable is Saturday and Sunday, right? Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. I said it was Saturday and Sunday, right? Then I made a class on Friday the other time, right? And we had also class on Saturday. Then Sunday we never met, yes. But Monday it was a holiday. Colleagues, honestly, on a holiday, I can't enjoy a holiday, sure. Uh, eh, I've, and remember, I've been advertising in the group, colleagues, lessons, lessons, lessons. Z. So here, the best thing you can do is let's work together. Okay. Yeah, well, let's work together. Even today, I just thought I never knew you had a test. So when I saw you had a test, that's why I had to even come in and say, okay, let's have a class here so that I don't they shouldn't feel like I'm leaving them hanging. Because on Tuesdays we don't meet. You see. Okay, do not worry. I said that was, I just didn't announce on the group. Physical lessons are also available. Okay. You can both come. I'm in Avondale. Okay. We go through everything. All right. So I'm here, colleagues. I'll help you as much as I can. Okay. Yes. Okay. So let's go to the next part. Oh yeah. So this is how you draw the budget constraint, colleagues. Just get the intercepts and connect them. Okay. Then you can do. Do you also want to know the other way you can do it, or it's the long cut way? It's the long cut. Okay, I think this is okay. So I think this is the best one. Yeah, this is the best one then, because the long cut it will take you time, and in the exam it will. Okay, wonderful. Okay, colleagues, the next one is analyze the effect of an income change by redrawing the budget constraint if the consumer's income increases to 900 kwacha and explaining how the consumer's choices are affected. So when the income changes, okay, you expect a shift on this budget constraint equation. So the first thing we need to do is we need to now get our new budget constraint equation. So our income now is 900 kwacha. Okay, so our new budget constraint equation is 900 kwacha. The prices of good X and good Y still stay the same. All right, good X is still 20 kwacha per loaf. Good Y is still how much was good Y again? Good Y is 30 kwacha yeah, 30 a liter, 30 Y. Yeah. So let's get our new X intercept and our Y intercept. Do you have papers near you and calculators? Let's get our X intercept. How much bread can she buy now since her income has increased? And how much milk can she buy now since her income has increased? So I will use the same old budget constraint, this graph here, so that we see what happens when income changes. So you tell me the values, then let me also calculate before I put them on the board. I just want to see, want you to calculate your values. Excuse me. So for bread, good X, if she buys only good X, remember, it's just the income over the price of good X. What values have you found? That's that's correct. So for good X, 45. Okay. So you have a new point. Okay, wonderful. So here, 45 here, 45, 0 here. Because you're buying zero of good Y. And then for Y, we said we found 30, right? Yes, which is just 900 divided by 30. So what we notice is there's a shift in our budget constraint equation. So here we put here 0, 30, 0, 30. So you're seeing we have a shift now. Okay, because you've got more income now, you can buy more of the goods basically. So how the consumer's choice is affected, since they can now buy more of the goods, so they can make the choice to buy more now. Or if the budget constraint, if the income reduced, then it means they can buy less. Any questions? What is the income effect? What is the income effect? No, 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 no. The definition. When your income or the price of a good goes down. Okay, if your income increases and the price of the good goes down, you feel more wealthier, so you can buy more of that good. And we experience this a lot of times. If you notice the price of a good, certain good goes down, becomes cheaper. With the income that you have, you feel more wealthy and you can even buy more of that good, right? But if your income goes down and then the price of the good also goes up, you now feel less wealthy and you buy less of the good. Okay, that is the income effect. Part D, examine the impact of a price change by illustrating how the budget constraint changes if the price of bread decreases to 15 kwacha per loaf while keeping income at 600 and the price of milk at 30 kwacha. So tell me, what is the new budget constraint equation? The price of bread has gone down to 15. Price of milk is still 30. Income is still 600. So what is our new budget constraint equation? Yes. The question here, they've told us price of bread 50. Here, let me zoom in. Yes, price of bread 15 kwacha. Income 600. Price of milk 30 kwacha. Part D. Part D. Okay, let's see how our did they say let's see how our budget constraint diagram will look. Okay, and since the price of bread has gone down, it means she can buy more bread, right? If she wants to buy bread alone. How many units of bread can she buy? How many units? If she wants to buy bread alone, how many units can she buy? 40, huh? 600 divided by 15, 40. Okay, 40. So let's see how our budget constraint equation, what happens there. Okay. Initially, when bread was at 30 kwacha, it was ours is 30 units, 30 units of bread and 0 units of Y, and it was 0 units of the, it was here, it was 0.20. Now, since the price of bread has gone down, so we can now buy 40 units of bread, 40 loaves of bread if we're just buying bread alone. So this is what happens to the budget constraint equation when there is a change in price. Any questions? In the same, let's see the way the questions are structured. Because, like, let's see, I think it would depend on how the question is structured. Okay, if each question is telling you about to illustrate that on a graph, then you need to draw different. You have to draw them different. Okay, but if they tell you one graph, you have to use one graph. It's all about how the question is structured. That's how that would direct you on how many graphs to draw. So, like for part C, I don't. Part C, they told us to draw the graph again. Oh, so part C, I had to redraw it here down here. I had to redraw the. Or if you're using one graph, what you can do in the exam, you can say part C here. Then here it was part B. Okay, assume the inflation rate is projected to be 10%. What expected effect would this have on Diana's budget line next year if she fails to negotiate a higher salary? All right, colleagues. So, inflation is where the price level of goods goes up, right? When there's a lot of money chasing a little goods, the price eventually goes up, right? When there's a lot of money chasing a little goods, the prices go up. So here, if the inflation rate is expected to be 10%, so we expect the price of bread. I'm assuming we are continuing from this part here where the budget constraint was 600 equals 15x plus 30y. Okay. So when the inflation rate is 10%, the price of good X and good Y will increase by 10%. So PX increases by 10%, PY increases by 10%. Now, colleagues, what happens to your income? Or what happens to the purchasing power of money when there's inflation? It reduces. Okay, that's why they're even printing. They printed new notes because the 100 kwacha, what it can buy now is less compared to previous years. So they have brought in bigger notes so that they can make your transactions easy. But in reality, some of those bigger notes, it's hard to find change. So s- our income expect we can say it will go down by 10%. Our real income, okay, is going down by 10%. So that's what we need to do here. This 600, reduce it by 10%. So we say 600. When there's a percent reduction, it's just the amount multiplied by 1 minus R. R is just the inflation rate. Okay. So 600, 1 minus. So 10% in decimal form is 0.1. 1 minus 0.1, that is 0.9. If you want, you can say 10% of 60, that is 10% of 600 is 60. 600 minus 60, you get 540. Okay, or you can do it like this: 0.9 times 600, you should get 540. Okay, 540. Okay, so the inflation has eroded the purchasing power of her income. In real terms, her income is like 540 kwacha. Then, um, the price of good X grows by 10%, so 15 kwacha multiplied by, you can get 10% of 15 kwacha, that is 1.5. 1.5 plus 15, you get 16.5. Or you can do it like this: 1 plus R, since it's increasing. When it's decreasing, it's minus R. When it's increasing, it's plus R. So here, R is 0.1. 1.1 times 15, that should give you 60. See, 1.1 times 15, that's 16.5 kwacha. Oops. 16.5 kwacha. That's how much bread is now. Then milk, 10% increment, just say 30 times 1.1. That is 33 kwacha. All right. So your new budget constraint will be now like this: 540 equals 16.5x plus 33y. Okay. Yes. Any questions?